So I've been playing a lot of golf with Bryan lately, and he's been paying attention to my golf swing. He's out here. This is where he does his lessons and gets his clubs done and all that stuff. You're what, apprenticing to become like a club fitter or something? Is that what you would call it, like Bryan, an apprentice? Yeah. Okay, you're working with Bryan. So he's working with the owner on apprenticing to become a club fitter, and he's noticed a few things in my swing, and he's offered me the opportunity to come out here, and we're just going to kind of look at my swing, look at my clubs, look at what's going on, maybe make some adjustments, see if I should either fix my clubs or get fit or something like that. He's going to give me some recommendations. Whatever he comes up with his recommendations are going to get run through the owner of the place and obviously verified and double checked and all that good stuff. But hopefully we're going to be figuring it out. My clubs currently are standard length. I am super short. The toe is way up in the air. Bryan thinks that I take super deep divots because the club's too long, and he thinks I take really deep divots in the heel where I'm dragging the hosel. So
your average is the small number down here.
Okay. All right, so with the number, Bryan says the average is this tiny number down here. Looking at an average spin rate of about 8,000 with an 8-iron with an attack angle of -7 degrees. So,
and the number next to it is your variance, meaning that's your disparity. You're going up and down 1,200 degrees per shot. That's your.
What do you mean?
Your consistency factor on spin.
Okay.
1,200, which is leading to a disparity of 18 yards with one club. You're plus or minus 18 yards up and down.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you striped one 135 and then went down to 100, then went to 115.
Awesome. We're going to hit some shots and try to work on it. What are we swinging over here?
You're going to be swinging a Mizuno shaft optimizer. It's going to give us a ton of information about your game.
Cool. And we're hitting that in conjunction with TrackMan?
That is it.
Awesome. I hope you guys enjoy this type of content. If you do, be sure to get down there and hit all of the buttons. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Essentially, this is just a graphite shaft that this optimizer reads. It's got sensors all through the shaft.
Okay.
I love this thing. Essentially, what I need you to do is you're going to square up to the ball.
Step up. Plant your feet firmly. Hello, ball.
You know when to swing. You got to keep it kind of stable so the sensors can tell a difference. That felt good, didn't it?
It felt good. It's a
You
little
just
off
kinda
to the
pushed
side.
it.
Yeah, I knew that was pushed before it showed up on the screen, but.
So already it's telling me that the toe is sky high.
Okay.
That's already something that flagged was live right off the fucking jump.
That felt like a good one. Carry 142.
Yep. And that's your spin's right where it needs to be. 6,500 is what you should be aiming for, and you're just slightly above it. All right, that's going to finish us out. All right, so
Still a big old push.
you're playing with an 80-gram shaft. So if you want to come here, it's going to show you something.
Yeah, I definitely want to come check this out. Full disclosure, because Bryan has such good connections here, they are giving me a good deal on the situation, but this is not sponsored. All right, so this started off as a non-sponsored type of deal. Bryan was just looking out for me. He's a member of the facility, and he got me to come up there so that he could just try to make my golf game a little bit better. And then I just started filming it because I want to keep up with my golf journey and what I'm trying to do to get better. So now that has turned into the owner, Brian Shirley, was like, well, if you're going to do a video, I'll cut you an even better deal. I appreciate you doing that, blah, blah, blah. So they ended up cutting me a much better deal, and this is suddenly sponsored content. So with that said, I'd like to take a minute to tell you about our sponsor, Coastal Indoor Golf, where they have leather couches in every bay and cold beer on draft, and where you can come up and just sit around and play places like Torrey Pines, where the U.S. Open is being held, on the simulator while having a cold beer and chilling on the couch. They also do lessons and all sorts of other great events. And if you use the promo code MartinGolf, that's this code right there, you can save yourself 30% off at checkout at their website that's linked down below in the description. So guys, please go check that out. Thank you so much to Coastal Indoor Golf for sponsoring this content. And now let's jump back into the bay.
All right, so It's showing the toe, and this is the bending points of each shaft they have here. So it's putting you in a stiff flex,
Okay.
not a regular flex. The only regular flex it's going to give you is the KBS. Now KBS runs stiffer than other shafts, but like the NS Pro is your #1 option.
Okay.
That's the shaft it's saying is best for you.
Okay.
And that shaft, the key difference is, it's showing up as orange right now. It's right in the sweet spot of the bend profile between stiff and soft, right in the midsection. That's the main difference.
Okay.
They're all the same in this tip. They're all very similar in the butt. But if you see that orange line, it's splitting the middle.
Okay.
Now the steel fiber is a graphite shaft. It is also the most expensive shaft.
Okay. I don't like it when the second option costs more. That's like, let's start with the good one then. Alright, so now I will say that the next part of this can only really be described as like a Rocky training montage, man. We just hit shot after shot after shot after shot, switch the shaft, hit more shots, switch the club head, hit more shots, on and on and on and on and on. And it's not necessarily the most interesting thing in the world, so let's try to like skip through some of that and get back to more of the funnier stuff that was happening or some of the more important conversations that we were having. That felt good.
It was
the air
chunked.
is still trash.
It was chunked, but it was still straight.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm mainly looking for out of you is consistency, like a shot grouping, like to find
Yeah,
that
like
consistent.
there's probably not a club that's gonna make me stop hitting it fat.
No, but lessons, and you're taking those. But
Yeah.
finding a club that's showing you consistency at this level means you're only going to get better.
Yeah. Well, and one where I'm not dragging the heel. You
See,
know, like
what I've noticed with this club head, with either one of those shafts, you're chunking it, but you're dead straight. It's not your pull chunk
yeah.
like you had at Hyde.
Yeah.
Remember, with your 4-iron, you're not getting that here. That was pure.
That was absolutely pure.
Yep. And now we're getting the numbers. Now, your club face was open 2.5 degrees. That's why.
Yeah.
If you were back to 0, that's a dead straight shot.
Yeah.
And your tack angle is lower, 6, still a little high, but your spin number is just slightly high at 68. I mean, that's right where you need to be.
Oh.
And I mean, at 80 miles an hour, 140, that's what you're swinging right now.
Yeah.
At 80 mile an hour. You're 5'6", right?
Yes, I am 5'6".
61.5. That's standard in Mizuno. You're
Okay.
set 63.
What do you mean?
Your lie on a 7-iron and that rocket ball set 63.
Okay.
So that's 2 degree upright.
Okay.
So you need to be 2 degrees flat, which is about what we thought. Look at the difference.
What's up?
38 on the nose. It's
Okay.
saying 36.75. So it's saying you should be here. So that's 1.25 inches difference.
That is massive.
Yep.
I mean, I've always known the clubs were too long for me, and that's why I thought it was a little screwy when it was like
That'll be fine.
trying to put the toe up.
This just automatically adjusted your lie to the shaft height. So instead of it being 2 degrees, it only gave you 1 degree flat because it took 1.25 inches of the length.
Okay.
So it did that for you, which is super cool. And like, because it'll show you here. So it automatically adjusted your length,
Okay.
which if you go to lie, it automatically adjusted your lie to 61.5.
Okay.
So that's exactly where you need to be.
Now, are we going to try any other brands, or are we just going to do Mizuno stuff today?
We're going to do Callaway next.
All right.
We're going to do, now Callaway doesn't have as many options, you want to come over here, I'll show you. They don't have as many options that fit your game because they don't have the new Epic series out yet. So
Okay.
you have the Apex series, which I don't think you want to be hitting a blade yet.
You don't know me.
Well, you want to hit that?
I mean, I'll try it. I'll try anything once. That does look like a butter knife, though. Like you could just spread this on toast.
Look at the difference in top line. I mean, it's insane.
That's insane.
Yeah, no cavity to that at all. Now, compare
No,
that.
no fear though. I'll
That's
still
the
crush
Maverick Pro. Now here is the cavity bag apex.
That actually looks really good.
Mm-hmm. And guess what? We got it in flat too, which is exactly what you need.
Oh, okay. So we could actually try it with
Exactly
what I need it to be.
That's it.
Bet.
So we're set up. That's the next two we're going to try. We're going to give this one a ripperoni real quick though. So far, the Hotmetal Pro has been 100% better than the Hotmetal, which is surprising to me because it's actually a more advanced club for you. Callaway doesn't have something like an in-between though, because they just haven't produced it yet.
What I need you to understand is I'm not a bad golfer, I'm just bad at golf. That's not the same. I'm just talking shit.
Now this is the best shaft you perform with the best club head you perform with. This wasn't bad, but your disparity was way higher. You were getting in the 50s consistently. With that head, you never got past 44.
All right.
That was fat, but it didn't go right.
I mean, instantly though, club head speed is up. Yeah, smash factor's trash. Yeah, I chunked it, but it's dead straight. Spin rate's where it should be.
4 foot right. I mean, that's 1.25 yards, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really that bad. Attack angle's not that bad.
Spin's good.
I mean, I don't know. All right, so we've hit a ton of balls, and it's come down to this. It's either the Mizuno JPX 921 Hotmetal Pro or the Callaway Apex DCB. I know I'm getting more out because when this started, my swing speed was in the mid-70s, and then throughout it creeped up into the low 80s and has now creeped back down to the mid-70s. So we've been in here for a couple hours now. We're actually here past hours. We should probably wrap this up soon. Brian's playing in the closest to the pin challenge. Second place?
170. 170.
That's so far. That's unless somebody takes that from you.
It's going to be hard for him to beat 4 foot.
That is true. 4 foot from how far?
155 yards.
Good shot. So, let me ask you a question. How come you can't put it to 4 feet when it's me and you versus Rick and Tom?
So Rick's like a voodoo princess or something.
A voodoo
Yeah,
princess?
it's that big dick Rick energy he's got.
What do you think? He's just like stabbing a voodoo doll in the golf cart when no one's looking?
So, honestly, it's this one for me. You want all of them? All of it, yeah. It's 100% that one, and I'm going to tell you why. You were hitting the Callaway a little bit better on occasion for one reason. 2 degrees flat.
Okay.
Your miss was 100% hosel. Look at your divots you were taking with them.
Okay.
So, I mean, and you can see, look at that line right there.
Okay.
So, the Mizuno was still more consistent on your misses, and you averaged 115 on misses with Apex, 121 with misses on Mizuno.
Okay.
So, 6 yards doesn't seem like a lot, but this wasn't your best hitting game today at all. I've seen you hit better than this 100 times. So, just thinking about it like that, I'm 100% behind the Mizuno. So at this point, me and Brian have collected up a bunch of data. We've got it whittled down to 2 different combinations that we think are going to work. Not exactly sure how I feel about either one of them right now. So I'm kind of just going to shelf them. I'm going to get some final thoughts from Brian here in a second. And then I'm going to come back and talk to the owner, Brian Shirley, and see him tomorrow and maybe see what his opinion is. Hit all these clubs again and try to maybe get it figured out and see what he thinks, just to have a second opinion before I do anything. So if you want to see that video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you can get notified when I upload again next week. I still don't know, like, do you think it's worth getting my clubs fixed up, or do you think I should just bite the bullet and get fit for a set of Mizunos, like in your personal opinion? You fitted for a driver that you hit 12 times on the golf course. You're going to hit your irons 40 to 45 times. I mean, that's true, but I'm just saying, like, versus getting my clubs fit versus getting a new set of clubs fit. So, your clubs are cast. Okay. You had somebody, we don't even need to name them, but they put you upright at 5'6",
Yeah.
with a 30 knuckle to floor and a 32 wrist to floor, which puts you, right now your 7-iron is 63.5 live.
Okay.
You just fitted for 61.5, that's a 2 degree.
Yeah.
Being cast, they can be bent within reason, but they're not forged.
For sure.
So one thing that Bryan was speaking of is you risk the hosel breaking.
Yeah.
Because they're cast metal.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So bending them that much is going to be a big extreme. Plus, they've already bent one way, so then being bent the other, you know, and then God forbid, you're right, I chunk the crap out of one and snap it.
And shortening them will help that a little bit. It'll take you down and make it a little better.
For sure.
But do you want to invest $80 to $100 in fixing what you've got now, or do you take the deal and go with something that's going to last you for the next 4 years?
That's true.
So that's something for you to think about, and that's a personal decision for every golfer. You saw that I upgraded mine.
Yeah.
Because I felt like that was the point of my game, and I'm happy that I did it now.
Yeah.
But it's always buying anything that expensive, you know how it goes.
For sure.
So I mean, it's like a tattoo though. You want a good tattoo, you're gonna pay for it. So you're gonna pay for it.
All right, guys. Well, comment down below. What do you think? Do we fix up the old R blades? Do we get fit for a new set of Mizunos, or do you think the Apex was the way to go, the Callaway Apex? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's get a little bit of a vote going, and I'll keep you guys updated because I'm definitely going to be doing something with my clubs. But other than that, it's been a super fun night out here at Coastal Golf. Again, if you're local, for sure come check these guys out. And everybody else, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good fun stuff down below, and I'll see you folks in the next video.